So, welcome back. Here we are. Yes, still in Helsinki, position 21. Now I have to log on, although I need to file the flight plan because we are going to be on VATSIM. And we are going to file the flight plan. Head Real Tyro got hello to you. And we're going to be level 360, it says. 21 UTC, fantastic. And let's file that. And so now we're windmill 712. Let's log in as well. I hope that nobody is on our position there. Right, just ordered the fuel truck, just arriving. I'll go through the details in a minute. So important, windmill 712. I'm logging in. Hang on, those are sound options, right? Other aircraft. That's from 100%. Aircraft. Other aircraft. There we go. Ha! Found it. You see. There we go. Okay, so I'm already going through the preparations. So I've uploaded the flight plan. And we'll have a look at the technical logbook again, just to make sure that there's nothing new. So yeah, QR maintenance message on status page are still valid. And then, yeah, so they have an unlocked decal of door 1 right, mechanical, unlocked, locked, indicated in poor condition. So somebody entered that. Does not affect us. It's a level 2 defect, 120 day in total, but that's fine. And again, flight history shows us on flight number 5 now, although it's leg number 4 on the European tour. And presently no new issues. So the control center support scan is pretty much the same as on the Phoenix. So there are some external things running. And so, yeah, control center. But I mean, a control center is a nice addition because you can manage everything there, right? So updates, you can manage liveries, you can manage voice sets for the cabin announcements and so on. And I'm sure it doesn't cost much performance, if at all. It shouldn't really cost anything at performance. Good. Okay, so. Then we are expecting a zero fuel weight of 65.5. Let's have a look here. Although let's go boarding already, shall we? So 65.5, request, board now, request. So 65.5, fuel. Let me have a look in a minute on the flight plan. Fuel is supposed to be 7.4 in that region. 7.4. Yeah, let's do 7.4. There we go. Right. Init A page wind request. So let's have a look here. ACAS messages, load sheet preliminary. Yeah. Take fuel, so yeah, 7.4 for taxi, and then 12:20. SM off block is 12. Yeah, de-icing. We'll do the icing. We'll pretend that we still have some ice, residual ice on the leading edges of the wings and stabilizer and the rudder, so we have to de-ice the aircraft. Now, as long as we don't have precipitation, so as long as there's no fear and no risk of look at that, lovely departing aircraft there. So as long as there's no risk of new ice accretion while we or before we depart, we could just do a one-step, even just type 1. Holdover time should be fine. There's no precipitation. It's only like 0 degrees or -1 degree. So shouldn't really be an issue today. Yeah, 0 degrees here. Good. That's that. Yeah, the alternate fuel now. The alternate fuel. So let's have a look in here. So the alternate fuel is it requires, so Malmö is the alternate airport, and we require 1.5 tons to fly there. So alternate 1.5. So that will give us again 20 minutes extra, 800 kilograms. That adds up very nicely. Oh, and did we record the final fuel? That's something I wanted to see. Flight history. Yes, look at that. So guys, 3 tons in an A321 means 1 hour flight time. And our company policy is that we arrive at the destination with 1 ton remaining. 1 hour remaining. So that would be our goal. I mean, legally, we require final reserve plus alternate fuel, but 3 tons is perfect. Maybe with taxi in 200 kilograms, so 2.8 would be 100% perfect. But 3 tons means we didn't really burn that much extra, or didn't take that much extra fuel. That's a bit excessive. So 5 tons is a bit much, but I think we had bad weather in the forecast or something as the excuse. 3.4 is also okay, but that's a bit excessive. But yeah, 3 tons is perfect. I like that. Very nice. I need to add a crew code later in the control center. Right, so that was that. So weather, let me just give you a quick overview of the weather. So weather, Helsinki says light snowfall on the META, but currently it doesn't say anything on here. Which is a bit strange. But again, that's Microsoft weather here, isn't it? Yeah, on the META, this META doesn't say snow. So when I was making the flight plan, it had light snow. Here at the moment it doesn't, but because of the clouds, it could potentially snow. So it is a good idea to de-ice the aircraft. And if runway 4 is still in use, which it currently is for right, so the icing will be done at pad 8. Landvetter, so Gothenborg Landvetter is easterly winds, 900 broken, overcast 1300, 3 degree plus, and there's no threats. So neither visibility nor wind nor precipitation is there that's causing a threat for us, so that's fine. Malmö, some rain drizzle, temporary, but otherwise, yeah, just fine. No problem. Cool. That means we are going to finish the flight planning initially. That's done. That's done. Let me start the APU here. And departure ATIS. Yeah, I did make it daytime so that you guys can actually see the de-icing process. But by the time we reach Gothenburg, it will be dark for sure. So, oh yeah, flight time. What's the flight time actually? Ooh.
To help us ensure a prompt departure, we would kindly ask
a
that
prompt departure, yes, please.
All remaining customers to board.
Please, please.
As we are currently refueling, please ensure that your seatbelt remains unfastened until the seatbelt sign is turned off. This is a no smoking service. Thank you
for right. Again, we have code 3. That's interesting. So that's interesting for the takeoff calculations. So that's medium. Medium conditions. Interesting. Okay. And the QNH is 1019 still. Okay. Yes, so port scan, if you type hello into the welcome channel, one of my moderators will make sure that you're not a bot, right? And then you should get access and see all the other channels. And SB2008, hello to you. How are you? I'm doing well. Thank you for asking. I was just about to say, have they finished with the loading? That would have been surprisingly fast. Right, 2 more minutes for the alignment. APU is running. I'm going to put APU bleed on. The rest looks good. Okay. So, diffrips, data init A, B page flight plan. And we've done that all the way, including the approach runway 03. We're going to plan an RNF approach there, by the way, with final approach mode. Yes, MAN. Wonderful. Thanks for joining. Where are you located, MAN? Are you already in the sim? I'll have a look out for you. So RATNAV for departure. Do we need anything? Probably not. Let me just have a look here. Import Helsinki SID. Now we do need the 4 right departure, which is going to be a Devo 5 Charlie. It was a Devo 5 Charlie. There it is. Gotcha. So the 5 Charlie, transition 5,000, initial climb 4,000. So we'll dial in 4,000 in here. And then we have the waypoints. 680, Hotel Kilo 416. Just quickly fetch that. So 680 feet, then Hotel Kilo 416, Lulap, 250 knots below, fantastic. And then Hotel Kilo 911, and then Adivo, initial climb 4,000. Perfect, that is correct.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome on.
Hey Fadru, hello.
Please place your large bags into the overhead locker, wheels first, and keep your small items under the seat in front of you.
Oh, Mickey, you're joining as well, fantastic. And MAN, you're the Finnair, right here. Beautiful. So that's MAN joining, and Mickey is joining us as well. Beautiful. Love it. Thank you so much for joining.
Remaining customers to your seatbelt can now be fastened ready for departure. This is a no smoking.
Yeah, port scan. No worries, no worries. I'm not saying that new to the flight sim world. That's not what I was implying. Cool. Okay, so one more thing then regarding the planning of our de-icing. So if I go airport map down here, that's where we are expecting de-icing. So down here. They will give us a de-icing pad later on, but we should be able to select for de-icing fluid type 1. So we'll leave that type 1. We could change that later if needed, but for now, as long as we don't get any precipitation, we'll take type 1. That's fine. Remote, and we said it should be 8. Let's go 812 initially, and again. And we can request to follow me later as well, right? So that's just for the pre-planning. It depends then what the tower gives us. And we can change that again later on if you want. Routing. It should work. Oh, I'm not using Sim Toolkit Pro. I will give you the routing. Apologies for that. Because yeah, I'm using Avia Planner. And I have to see how that works here in the Avia Planner. Good. So we've done the pre-planning with the de-icing. Now there are documents in here regarding de-icing. which you are of course free to use. So you can go checklist cure H, and if I'm not mistaken, it's going to be in here, de-icing, you see. So not only does it give you some de-icing holdover timetables, right, it also should give you the procedure. Let me just check. Limitations. Although I'm not sure. I've only seen the holdover times. I'm not sure. Normal procedures. So procedure-wise, you go into, yeah, there we go, de-icing on the ground. So again, you have those documents available here. So we are going to do and use this. I'm not going to use my personal checklist. We'll use the one here given to you by the FSLabs. And then we can see if that makes sense, which it will, obviously. But okay, so that's that. Now, previously we said regarding the checklists, so de-icing regarding the holdover time. So type 1 fluid, that's the one we're going to use, okay? -3 and above. We have freezing fog, freezing mist or ice crystals. Not really. Very light snow, no, not that either really. Okay, so I mean freezing fog, freezing, freezing mist. So I mean, normally we have a few more items available here as an explanation, but we can use that. So since it's no precipitation whatsoever, it's just around freezing point. So we just want to really get rid of any ice that we had from the inbound flight that hasn't melted off on the ground. So it's more just a de-icing, not an anti-icing procedure for us. But nonetheless, we always check the holdover time, right? So since we are de-icing right at the runway threshold, that should not be an issue with the holdover time. If you do think it may be an issue, well, then go with type 2, okay? That gives you more protection, so more holdover time, depending on the fluid water concentration. You know, you get quickly above 30 minutes to over an hour in these conditions, right? So, you know, and then type 4 is even thicker. It has more thickener in it, so that has the highest kind of holdover times. But that's the most expensive, really. So, if possible, yeah, we usually go with type 1 or type 2, and type 1 it is. And type 1, you don't select a concentration. That is done for you by the handling agent, right? He will then ask for your, he knows the outside temperature, but he will ask you for your lowest fuel temperature. And so in your tanks, today now it's +6 degrees. You will tell them that. So that's also what they take into account, and then they determine the fluid concentration. Right, we finished with the boarding and everything. That's good. Okay, so one more thing to do then. Let's quickly work out our takeoff performance. But before I do that, is that the load sheet? Yes, it is. So that's the final load sheet. So edition number 1, we have 0 fuel weight 65.5. Let me just do it this way. So 65.5. And 28 0 fuel weight CG. Block fuel 7.4 roundabout. Fuel and tank 7.4, correct. And then performance. We are going to calculate that real quickly. Takeoff performance. So Helsinki already pre-dialed everything, but I'm going to put 1019 in here. 19 condition now. This, so we're going to use wet. We can't put any contamination here just yet, but we'll take wet full right, and I'll take yeah, we'll take full length. 72.8 is fine. 25.7. So again, it's telling us for flap 2 takeoff. 0.8, flex 58, and then we'll take 145, 159, 159. So let's uplink that data for 55959, and we have flex 58. We have here NADP 1 as well. Okay, so that's 1680 and 3180. Engine out is 1700. You can use, if you want, of course, you can use the EFB values that you have here from FSLabs. No need to take MAR values. And its full length. Then secondary flight plan, copy the active. Anything goes wrong, we go for a quick return. And we're below max landing weight, so long runway. Assuming that we already have calculated take the landing performance, no star, no via, and engine out procedure. Runway 4 right is track 037 to 25 miles. So standard. Cool. And that's it. We have finished our preparations. One more thing I want to check, because sometimes it doesn't load. It does. So it has loaded the cruise winds as well, and the descent winds. Fantastic. All then. Cool. Yeah, 20 minutes roundabout. Perfect. I'm happy with that. Excellent. So briefing, departure route to climb up to 4,000 according to the procedure. And let's try, if we can. PDC is available. Also recommended to use. Okay, then we'll use it. 100%. So let's go ATSU AOC. Oh, sorry. ATSU ATC menu. No, it was correct. ATSU AOC menu. Then ATC request. Pre-departure clearance. So we are windmill 712. ATIS. Currently we have X-ray. Gate number is 21. And 321. Send. Fuel 5754. Fuel check is good. Let's send that off. Receive messages. How to do the fix? Sure. Okay, no worries, Ted. We're here. So you just go flight plan, right? Then you go on to the left. So line select key 1. It has fix info. You can put in any fix. You can put in, Helsinki runway 4 right if you want. You could just put the airport identifier. Yeah, any fix, any VOR, anything you like. So for example, I can also put the Helsinki VOR in here. Put in a radial, and then 25-mile radius around that. And that will now draw that into the nav display. Hope that answers the question. Sorry, yeah, I know, I'm doing that fast for the preparations. Right, status page checked. I'm a bit worried about it. It says Gen 2 inop. Let me just do a quick reset here. Now, I'm sure that will go away after we start the engine. HC320, welcome. No, so I only fly the 787. I'm rated, officially rated on the 777 as well, but I only fly the 787. So that's all done. Cool. Now let's have a look. How about our clearance? Oh, there we are. PDC, accept. So we are cleared. Gothenborg, 4 right via the Adivo 5 Charlie, as briefed. Climb 4000, squawk 5040. 5040. that to auto already. And then next 18.6. 18.6. And connection 1019. So we have clearance received, clearance confirmed, and that closes the loop for us. So as briefed, means we can go. So that's all done. Get rid of that. And then we are going to do that. Get the cabin ready. Let's put this to flight. Now, pushback, that's a thing we want to try as well. So, ATSU, AOC menu, departure pushback. Now, we'll ask him quick edit.
Helsinki Tower, good evening, Finnair 7, Whiskey Bravo. Push and start.
Ah, MAN.
Finnair 7, Whiskey Bravo, start up and pushback, cruise facing northwest, QNH 102.
He shouldn't block me. Ted, where are you? So many aircraft here.
Push and start, cruise facing northwest, QNH 1020, Finnair 7, Whiskey Bravo.
20, okay. Yeah, Zulak, that is a fact.
Exit at the rear, 4 in the middle.
All right, let's do that. Let's get pushback ready. Sierra 14, okay.
In an emergency, leave all
Wonderful, Ted.
Finnair 526, start up and pushback, approve facing southwest, QNH 1020.
adjusted and released as shown.
Push and start approved facing
Fastened
south
when the seatbelt signs are on, and we recommend that you keep it fastened at all
Open a
times.
549 and
Please
stall the point
start until push completed and brake set.
Cockpit preparation checklist. Keep its covers removed. Fuel quantity 7,340 kilograms balanced.
Hello, Captain.
Then we have seatbelts on. ADIRS, nav, and bow ref 1020 set 3 times. And that is the cockpit preparation checklist.
Taxi via Papa Golf.
Then before start, parking brake is on. We have takeoff speed thrust 145, 159, 159, flex 58. And windows doors closed. Beacon is on, and that's the before start. At the tower, good evening. Windmill 712, stand 21, QNH 1020, request push and start.
We wish you a pleasant flight.
In correction, windmill 712, squawk more Charlie.
Wilco, windmill 712.
KLM 72 at stand 29 information Victor requesting IFR to
Release when? I don't know.
KLM 732, stand by, clearance number 1, break, windmill 712, start up and pushback approved facing northwest, QNH 1020.
Push and start approved facing northwest, QNH 1020, windmill 712. Cool. Now the nose is lifting up. And there's our
squawk 4765.
I'll get to the question in a minute with rather the captain.
732, clear to Amsterdam runway 04 right, Nunta 5 Charlie, 4,000 feet, squawk 4765.
Depends on first. Will you fly to Cyprus, Lebanon on the tour? Yes. Yes, Flying Wolf. We will. When you're a captain and receive a new type rating, do you start again as FO? No. No, so you're first officer, and then you start your type rating as a captain. So it's a command course, really? So upgrade command course, and if you're already type rated
facing southwest QNH 1020.
on the, let's say 320, and you become a captain on a 320, you just do a short type rating to get used to the left-hand seat. So it's a shorter one. But yeah, once you've finished training, your check captain or your training captain will be sitting on the first officer seat while you already occupy the captain seat, even though you're not officially rated as a captain just then. Do you think this will be friendly for those who use controllers instead of flags? I don't know. I've never used a
Set parking brakes.
I've never used a controller for flying. So I can't possibly answer that question.
Good evening, 1712. Good evening to establish on the ILS 404 left.
Available. Let's start engine.
Scandinavian 1712. Helsinki Tower. Very good evening. Wind is 120 degrees. 5 knots. Variable between 100 and 160 degrees. Runway 04 left. Clear.
Jean, hello.
Runway 04 left. Good on 1712.
I mean, I'm pretty sure that if you're used to flying aircraft with just, you know, the normal kind of Xbox controller, I'm sure you managed to fly the FSLabs as well. Right, brake set.
Unlocking gear.
Now we're going to make sure we tell the controller that we do want de-icing, and
7 Whiskey Bravo, request taxi.
And we are going to request
7 Whiskey Bravo, taxi to hold intermediate hold report Zulu 4.
position Alpha 8, so 812 there.
Intermediate holding point Zulu 4. Finnair 7 Whiskey Bravo, and for information,
So we're going to leave.
intersection.
Sorry, we're going to leave these speed brakes disarmed, and we're going to leave the flaps in because we leave them in until we finish the icing. The rest of the items we can do.
Expecting Zulu Lima after a few moments.
And we're going to wait with the flag control check as well after
Disconnected.
after the icing.
Cross 04 right, continue taxi right Zulu.
Time of flight? It was flight time was 1 hour and 1 hour and it's a bit longer this time. 1 hour, well, actually 1 hour 13, not that much longer.
After correction, after Papa Golf crossing runway 04 right via Zulu
There's the all
Alpha
clear
Kilo
signal.
Alpha Whiskey.
And we can read the after start
52,
checklist.
Победа
So after
549.
start, anti-ice off, ECAM status is checked. So that Gen 2 has disappeared as well, luckily. We have pitch trim. We can set the pitch trim already, that's no problem, before the icing. And rudder trim neutral, that's the after start check is complete.
040, climb 4000 and squawk 2224. Air France 900 Foxtrot, clearance correct.
Windmill 712, request taxi for the icing, if possible stand 812 please.
Windmill 712, taxi to de-icing stand 812 via Alpha Delta Zulu and Victor Sierra.
Alpha Delta Zulu Victor Sierra and hold for the de-icing pad 812. Thank you, Windmill 712. So Zulu Victor Sierra. So Alpha Delta is up here, then Zulu down, and then we go Victor Sierra 812. Fantastic. Whew. I haven't done remote de-icing for ages. Keeping fingers crossed it will work.
Scandinavian 1712, welcome to Helsinki, taxi to Holy Point Papadel. Taxi to holding point.
Hey Bob, how you doing?
Scandinavian 1212. Bravo Beta 549, right on Zulu, left on Alpha Kilo Alpha.
Hey, baby Boeing. Yeah, they are.
052.
They're definitely the best up here. Helsinki Airport.
Right on Zulu and left Alpha Whiskey, then number Sierra 52 Beta 549.
And go for
So
first
if you
Alpha
wanted
Kilo,
to,
which after Alpha
you could use the map in here. Let's restart that again. So it does have a moving map, airport map.
Finnair 526, ready for taxi.
Finnair 526, taxi to holding point
So we
Zulu,
go
Roman.
here, and then
Taxi to holding point Zulu Romeo.
And Scanner 112, could
press
you
on
please
that.
repeat the taxi instructions for us?
there we go. Come on.
Scanner 1712, taxi to holding point Papa Delta.
I'm not sure why it's not loading in, but got to
Taxing to holding
concentrate on
point,
taxing now
Now I
anyways.
see it's Papa Golf, so Scanner
So there we
112,
go. Next one to the
Negative,
left.
Papa Delta, it's the left side of the Papa Golf.
Oh, now I see it, my bad. Scanner 1212, thank you for that.
Finnair 7 Whiskey Bravo, continue taxi to holding point Zulu Lima.
Continue taxi, holding point Zulu Lima, Finnair 7 Whiskey Bravo.
Sorry for delay.
No issues.
Requesting taxis to De-icing area, Finnair 155.
Oh, someone else de-icing.
Finnair
GG's.
155, taxi to De-icing, stand 811.
Taxis to De-icing.
So we're lucky because we
811,
requested
Finnair
as number 1.
And Finnair 155, taxi route will be Alpha Tango,
For runway for the
Victor
de-icing by
Juliet
812, so we're lucky there.
Victor Sierra.
Let's have a look. So if we go,
Alpha Tango, Victor Juliet Zulu, Victor Sierra, Finnair 155.
that's to departure de-icing. So that's still valid.
A very good afternoon from the
And that's Ted.
Windmill 536. We're information X-ray. We're a Boeing 737-700 and we're requesting
There you go, 812.
Windmill 536, clear.
Now the thing is,
Copenhagen,
we do want to follow me,
One better runway.
so that we get the right parking position for the icing.
Climb 4000, squawk 1472.
But I don't want to request it just now because I don't know what GZX will give me.
It's to Gothenborg, flight plan route, climb initial 4000. It's squawk.
Baby Boeing, you have an app
4172
which gives you
for the
access to
Windmill
live monitoring
536.
stations, give you an exact holdover time. That's nice.
Windmill 536, reach squawk
That's cool.
1472.
Yeah, we don't have that, unfortunately.
My bad, 1472 for Windmill 536.
Windmill 536, clearance correct. Helsinki Tower, Finnair
So we're gonna be careful now.
1405, requesting
Uh,
clearance to Munich with information Yankee on board. Ready to copy.
So this is Alpha Victor. We've got one more. So that's the next one is then.
1405, clear to Munich, runway 04 right by.
So now I am going to request to follow me
4000 feet and squawk 0232.
to help me guide into the parking or the de-icing spot there. So this should be.
Clear to Munich.
That's Victor
Departure
Kilo.
runway 04 right, Nunto 5 Charlie departure, initial climb 4000 feet, squawk
Alpha Victor.
0232, Finnair 1405. Finnair
Victor
1405,
Kilo.
clearance correct. Break, Finnair 7 Whiskey Bravo via Sulimalainen runway 04
So then,
right.
oh, that's further up then. Oh, he's got intersection.
Line up,
Oh,
right and wait,
he got me confused. That's not full length. He did a intersection.
1712 via Papa Delta cross 04 right, continue
Ah.
gate 23.
You see, he learned from the best.
Papa Delta, cross runway.
That's why I was getting nervous. I thought if he's at the runway threshold, I've got to start turning left. But no, we still have a bit to go.
KLM 72, pushing forward.
KLM 732, start up on pushback.
So Zulu, Romeo, Zulu, Sierra. There we go.
Pushing the full facing west, QNH 1020, KLM 72.
Stay saucy. Thank you so much.
Welcome aboard the Captain Black Box Twitch channel subscriber
Thank you for your Twitch
experience.
Prime.
Could new subscribers please make your way to the first class cabin?
Right, there's our follow me.
Complimentary drinks, snacks and premium flight
Just in time.
served. Thank you.
Now this will be fun. So this will be fun. So we've got to take the second to the left. Now he's lost. Yeah, I'm here. Come on. Thank you. No, you're going the wrong way. Oh. He should be catching up with us though. So stay saucy. Big round of applause for you. Thank you so much for your support. Welcome to the community.
Bye-bye.
And then 812 should be the second to the right. Right, so this one.
Finnair 750 Bravo, expect takeoff clearance in a few seconds.
Copied Finnair 750 Bravo.
Another resub. Florian.
Welcome aboard the Captain Black Box
How
Twitch
are
channel
you?
subscriber experience. Could new subscribers please
So
make
let's see
your
how
way to
GSX
the
does
first
this.
class cabin?
That's interesting.
Where complimentary drinks, snacks and premium flight
So I'm going to
entertainment
wait for him
will be
again.
served.
So
Thank you.
now we could be lucky enough that he points
Finnair
us.
750 Bravo and airborne, monitor.
So Florian, thank you for the 23 months.
Wind is 120 degrees, 6 knots, variable between 100 and 160 degrees, runway 04 right, clear for takeoff, flight.
So this
After
could be correct.
Takeoff 122.8 and clear for takeoff 04 right, Finnair
That looks
750 Bravo.
good. That looks good. I like it. So he should get off his car in a minute and then guide us in. Hopefully.
Windmill 712, report parking brake set.
Windmill 712, we'll go.
And Finnair 155, report parking brake set.
Come on, I'm here, come on. Oh my god. Hang on.
526.
No way.
Correction, Zulu Romeo line up runway 04 right and wait.
No way. That works. Look at that. Taxi forward. I've got goosebumps, guys. I have seriously goosebumps.
405 requesting pushback and start.
How freaking cool is that?
405 Stockholm Charlie.
I'm speechless. Slow down.
KLM 732.
Stop here?
When ready, taxi to
No.
Zulu Romeo.
No way.
When ready, taxi by Zulu to hold about Zulu Romeo.
Hold?
When ready, taxi by Zulu.
How cool. Jeez, that's so cool. Windmill 712, park brake set.
Windmill 712 at stand 812. Oh, one step procedure for wings and stabilizers. Report when de-icing complete.
Thank you much. Call you when complete. Windmill 712. Ooh, that's realistic, isn't it? My god. All right, so let's go. Normal procedure again. We'll go
Finnair 155
with supplementary.
811. Starting one step procedure.
De-icing on ground.
Stabilized. Report when de-icing complete.
Okay, so communication ground crew established is established. De-icing anti-ice type check appropriate. Type 1 done. Do not start the engines during fluid spraying. Well, engines are running right now. Do not move flaps, slats, aileron spoilers or elevators if they're not free of ice. Okay. Cabin pressure mode selected. Check auto.
Finnair 526.
So this is this here, right? If it says manual, it's in manual. If the light is out, it's in auto. So that's fine. Engine bleed, as engine 1 bleed off. Engine 2 bleed off. De-icing? No. Well, I mean, there is, but I mean, not the de-icing you have here. So then APU bleed is off. Ditching push button on. So on, and then we make sure that the outflow valves, all the valves close, so that we don't have any fluid entering the aircraft. Outflow valve, packed valves, and avionic ventilation inlet and extract valves close. This prevents de-icing anti-ice fluid from entering the aircraft. Reset the AEVC circuit breaker at the end of the aircraft de-icing anti-ice procedure if you get that message. You don't, right? So, cool. Then, for passenger comfort reasons, it is not recommended to operate on ground with both packs set to off for more than 20 minutes. Thrust levers check idle, and aircraft prepared for spraying inform ground crew, which we'll do now. So we have
Finnair 1405, startup of pushback approved facing southwest, QNH 1020.
And there we go. Now they are coming, they said. Ready for the icing. And there they are. Yeah, I'm wondering. So I'm just doing it according to the procedure as it says here. It just has the bleeds off. It doesn't say packs off. Maybe it's a different checklist. If I remember correctly, our list. Let me just check. So our list that we used to have. Checklist 320 normal. I guess that's just on the website we have the icing procedure. Cool, so type 1. Type 1 is orange or kind of yellow. Type 4 would be... Actually, no, type 2 is yellow, isn't it? So that will be pretty clear. And type 4 is green. This is GSX. Yeah, I love how I can see the fluid on the wings here. Really cool.
De-icing and anti-icing completed. Anti-icing code is fluid type 1. Concentration at 50%. I am disconnecting. Good day.
Okay, nice. And the cool thing again is everything's done through the MCDUs here. Really nice. Yeah, FlightSim has come crazy far. Like I said, you know, de-icing completed. I mean, how freaking cool is that? It's just unbelievable. My God. All right, completion of spraying. Pitos and statics ground crew checked. Ground equipment is removed. De-icing anti-ice report is received. We sent that off. Ditching push button off. Outflow valve check open. No, so if you're not doing anti-icing, so it's just de-icing, right? We don't have any precipitation right now, so we don't need to anti-ice. It's just de-icing. So now we have 50-50 holdover time, 43 minutes. So again, plenty of holdover time. Right, that is open. And then on the Ikram Pasha, we've done that. at least 1 minute after completion of spraying operation, engine 1 bleed on, engine 2 bleed on. So we don't have APU bleed on, so we just have engine 1, engine 2 bleed on. So no need to wait for 5 minutes. So if you had to start the engines, or if you want to use APU bleed for packs, then you would have to wait 5 minutes. And that is because the APU inlet, I can't see it, so the APU inlet is down here. Right, so any fluid that runs below here may be ingested into the APU bleed system. And you want to avoid that from happening. So we've done all that. Normal procedure resume. Fantastic. So now we would normally clear the area so that the next aircraft would come in. But right now we don't have to worry. So now I'm going to set the flaps to. I'll do the rest of the items. Flight control check. Make sure everything's free. Full left, full right. Neutral, full left, full right, neutral. And yeah, the rest will be done with the taxi checklist. Windmill 712, de-icing completed, ready to taxi.
Correction, windmill 012, on stand 812, one step treatment for full aircraft wings and stables is now complete with type 4 fluid mixture 50% as the final step. Hold over time started time 25 local. Post and de-icing checks completed. Taxi to holding point Zulu Sierra.
That's all copied. Thank you much for the de-icing report. Over time 25 and we taxi holding point Zulu Sierra runway 4 right, windmill 712. And that will be to the right, Zulu Sierra. Hey, so cool. I love that he's doing that with the de-icing. Ah, look at that. Another aircraft.
Taxi via Delta Kilo, Yankee, Victor Sierra, de-icing stand 813.
Me neither. Me neither. No, MAN, all good. No, I should have realized you're going to do a intersection departure. Because you learned from the best, right? So no, you did nothing wrong. You did nothing wrong at all.
Finnair 155, de-icing one step treatment for wings and stables is now completed.
I don't see it as competition, guys. It's not about beating anyone, because you never know what you really. I mean, there's going to be plenty of people out there that going to say, I don't need this little gimmicks with technical logbook, etc., right? Right, taxi, flight controls checked, flap setting, config 2, and radar predictive windshield system on and auto. Engine mode selector is normal. Memo, takeoff no blue, and that is the taxi checklist complete. Right, hold time is good. Here is Zulu Sierra.
Windmill 712 via Zulu Sierra, line up runway 04 right.
Via Zulu Sierra, line up and wait runway 04 right, windmill 712.
Windmill 712 when airborne, monitor advisory 122 decimal 8, wind is 130 degrees 6 knots, runway 04 right, clear for takeoff. Have a nice flight.
Runway 04 right, cleared for takeoff after airborne 12208. Have a great evening, fantastic service. Really loved it. Thank you so much. Until next time.
Thank you.
Really, really cool, man. So line up, runway 4 right, full length. And TCAS, TARA, pack 1 and 2 off. Are we ready?
It will be 1 meter nose ahead.
Gonna be a rolling takeoff.
Thank
Chrono,
you.
takeoff.
Windmill 536. Start from pushback approved facing northwest, Greenwich 1020.
A321-020 and pushback and face right.
Manflex 58 SAS runway. Order thrust blue, thrust set.
For right and wait after departing. Traffic.
100 knots checked.
Health Tower, Delta Viking 819 request push and start from
V1.
47.
Rotate.
819, Squawk Charlie, start from Pushback and 2 straight southwest to range 1020.
Pause right. Good.
Squawk Charlie and
Enough.
Grenades 1020, Viking 819.
Kilometer 232, when airborne, advisory 122 decimate, wind is 1203, 5 knots, runway 4 right, clear for takeoff, and flight.
Order pilots. Does this miss you flying the A320? A little bit. I'm not gonna lie. I know MAN now, I know, but the thing is I was looking for the intersection. Why does that window look open? Oh, it's just a little bit of frost. I was just worried that the window is open, but no. Ah, beautiful. Right, here goes. We got speed at star, 4,000. Flaps 1. Speed check, flaps 1. Now we are already on oh yeah, flaps up, and we need to go pack 1, pack 2, engine anti-ice is on, and wing anti-ice also on, because we do have some ice accretion already on the icing pin indicated there. And let's have a look. Alright, level 100 now, that's fine. So thrust climb out blue, then 1000. As we go around the corner, disarm the spoilers. I mean, is this beautiful? Is this beautiful? Flying Wolf, have a good one. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great flight. Good night to you. Happy landing. Alright, there you go. And we, as we predicted, it's going to get dark soon. So wing anti-ice is off, and we're just going to enjoy the beautiful views here. Trying to get a wing view as well. Ducky, we'll have to see. I have no idea. But I mean, they got their hands full at the moment with the 321 series, so... Personally, I am looking forward to 321 Neo. I mean, that's a type we haven't seen yet anywhere, so... The auto brake off call? No, because I think... Oops, sound's coming. I think the software standard to have that is actually quite rare, or at least the absolute newest ones have it. Maybe, I don't know, again, it's just me, maybe Outstar, maybe the 321 Neo will have it. Alright, let's go 360. So speed, thrust climb out blue 360, standard set. Passing 10,000, lights off, seatbelts off. As the nose goes down, Flight plan, secondary, copy active, fix info clear. RatNav is clear as well, fantastic. So, an hour 20, now 15 maybe, hour 15. Yeah, I'll put that on my list to ask the developers regarding auto break off. I mean, surely they have some really detailed infos. Which flight, software standard has which callouts. But I mean, the auto break off, at least I came across that really late, and I think that was really with the introduction of the 321 Neos. That's just so beautiful. Incredible. Now, again, if you have any questions regarding de-icing, let me know. But I have to say, that was freaking cool. I did not realize that MK Studios actually simulated the de-icing pad in that way. There's no release date yet. Ducky, hand flying wise, this is my personal opinion, especially when you land the aircraft, so in the flare, the FSLabs feels very good. You love it when I get excited. Yeah, I mean, like seriously, we're sitting in in front of a monitor TV screen, simulating an aircraft or simulating flight, and you taxi out, not really expecting much, just to get some de-icing animation, but no, the whole parking spot, the de-icing spot, the signal board is actually working. Even the taxiing, even the telling you to stop taxiing. Crazy. That is absolutely crazy. It wants me to come more often to to Helsinki, if I'm honest. Oh, look at that. The moon back here. Sun going down. I mean, that's a screenshot, if I'm absolutely honest. They've just screenshot that. Wow, what a shot. GG's. Yes, default clouds. I've not. This is a new kind of installation on my other hard drive. So the only thing that I've changed is accu seasons. But I've not done anything with the clouds. That's all standard stuff. Zolak, I mean, I have the... So I've showcased the IAE and the CFM engines. So I would assume yes. You're pretty sure the Tolus 319 has an auto break off? Yes, at some point. Is it the 319 or is it the Neo? I think the Neo has, the 321 Neo has auto break off from Tolus, right? What's the call sign? Oscar Echo Oscar 712. It's Windmill. It's our virtual airline. I am just gobsmacked, as they say in the UK, right? Crazy stuff, man. Oh, now it's working. Thank you. And now the overlay is working. You think the textures are too clean? I don't know. I mean, it's one of those preferences again, right? You know, if that is your kind of your criteria to say, nah, everything is fine, but no, I don't like the fact that it doesn't have really the wear indications on you know, I don't know. I can see some. I mean, it does look a bit grubby here, for example, right? I mean, there is some wear. And you can see the scratches even here. So sometimes I'm not sure sometimes why people complain. I just don't see it. HT320, thank you much. Right, so as we can see here, there isn't really much weather en route. So there's a little bit to the north, but oh, there's some weather coming in. Oh, yikes. So I think we're lucky. I think yeah, we're going to get in hopefully just before this arrives. Because that, I mean, in the forecast, they didn't really have much in the forecast, did they? Well, Zolek, I know that on the outside, so for the wheels, you can see some brake dust accumulating then on the landing gear. It will get dirtier over time, apparently, so that's definitely something. Yeah, so again, we're doing the European tour because
welcome aboard the Captain.
I want to see how
channel subscriber experience. Could new
the tech lock
please make your way
changes
to
over time.
Cabin, where complimentary
so what kind of faults we get?
Premium flight entertainment will be served. Thank you.
And Arbor, thank you so much for the 4 months. Arbor, thank you very much. Hope you're doing well. So if you look at the fault history, we had a couple of smaller items up to this point, right? Reading light, galley oven trays dirty. We've had, oh yeah, that I broke that on the first flight. My boss wasn't happy with that. Yeah, taxi light inop, that was replaced, or yeah, the bulb replaced. And then we had a door proximity sensor fault. It was dispatched accordingly with Mel, but it's now repaired. And that was level 1. Yeah, so if you're wondering, again, level 1, it's always good to maybe come back again. So that's my file here, which I made. Some explanation about the MEL, how to use it, and then the classification. So class 1, so when it says here class 1, then usually those are shown on the status, or actually they will come with ECAM messages or instrument flags. All right. So class 2 are failures which are indicated by to maintenance by the centralized fault display system. So normally we don't really see that. The crew is informed of class 2 failures in flight on the ECAM status sometimes. So it says maintenance status, and on ground after engine shutdown, an STS reminder appears on the ECAM up display. The class 3, usually we don't see that as pilots, so we don't really have to worry about class 3 failures, and that's why they're not listed here as well. So yeah, level 2, not so important or not so critical, and then level 1, yeah, it can affect dispatch, so performance of the aircraft. It can affect fuel burn, it can affect landing or takeoff performance calculations. It can what else? For pre-planning, in-flight, yeah, so lots of different things. But it will tell you that, right? So if you go and find something, or you have an MEL and it does ask you for a procedure, so let me have a look here what potentially could mean. So let's have a look for pneumatics here. So APU bleed, anything else? Now, normally electric would be interesting, right? Electrical power. Yeah, so for example, let's say you have one of the main generators in up, right? So you have 2 installed and 1 is required. It has to be placketed, and the FSLabs does that. So if the AC main generator should fail at some time, you will find an in-up label, probably stuck on here. It does show up. Then you have 2 things, so an O and an M. So O is for our crew operating procedure, and M is a maintenance procedure. So maintenance has to perform a procedure. And they probably physically disconnect the generator. So for us, we have a couple of things to consider. So one may be an operative provided 10 days, so maximum of 10 days when the IDG is not disconnected, or 50 flight hours if the IDG, so the integrated drive generator, is disconnected. What does that mean? So in the first case, physically the generator still turns because it's still connected to the gearbox of the engine. And that's why you have, you know, a tougher limit. If it's disconnected physically, so it doesn't turn anymore, so there's no mechanical stress on the generator, then you have 50 hours to repair it, 50 flight hours. Then you have the max flight altitude is limited to 33,500. I think that's related to the APU having to be operative. So the APU and AC auxiliary generator are operative. So both the APU and the AC auxiliary has to be working and used throughout the flight. And so you can already see that if the APU has to run throughout the flight, it creates an extra fuel burn. So roughly, I would say, if it's just for AC generation, so power generation, I would say maybe 100 to 150 kilograms per hour. But you would have to officially add that to your trip fuel. So the APU fuel pump has to be operative, and the APU oil consumption is checked and adequate by maintenance for the intended flight. So it has to be checked, or series of flights. So all buses have electric power, and the indications and alerts for the remaining AC main generation and AC auxiliary generation are operative, and the galley automatic load shedding system is checked operative. So that's something maintenance has to do, and then signed off in the logbook. Now for us, so we have a link here for the operational procedure. So if you click on the link, it will then jump you to what we have to do. And for the AC main generation MEL item, there's a lot to do. So here, for example, flight preparation, maximum landing capability is Cat 3 single. So that's already important to know, right? When we check the weather at the destination and the alternate airport, make sure that, you know, it's good enough for Cat 3 single. Then the APU fuel consumption with APU gen switched on at this level, 300, let's say, is about 50 kilograms per hour. So it's not 100, but 50 kilograms per hour.
Welcome aboard the Captain Black Box Twitch channel subscriber experience. Could new subscribers please?
That's a very good question, Baby Boeing. Does the Viper, so does the Airbus need the Viper for low-vis ops? I would have to check a special table for that. I think yes. I think yes, but I could be wrong. Hey, the pilot Nick, that's also a new member. Thank you so much, Nick, for your Twitch Prime as well. Round of applause for that. Nick, welcome. Thank you so much. Welcome to our community. Yes, so apparently, so as far as I know, you can always ask the developers, but as far as I know, I have been given the CFM and the IAE engines to test, and I've already showcased them, both of them. So I would assume, yes, it will be released with Sharkies, with wingtip fences, and also CFM and IAE. If I'm wrong, I'm going to get a message in a minute, and then I'll correct it. But as far as I know, that's what is the case, which is brilliant. Oh dear. Look, so the thing is this, right? So when we just arrived at 2,000 feet ago at Helsinki, right? Somebody was asking me if I could show them so that they can listen to the brake fans, right? So I pressed the automatic max 3 times because I was like, why does the brake fans work, right? And I thought, oh no, I found a bug, right? And then I realized, oh, hang on, oh, there's the brake fans, all right? So, and now they're making fun of me. They're posting memes. Oh, well, that's funny though. To my defense, I fly Boeing now. Okay, so I've forgotten some of these switches already. Right, we were talking about the preparation stuff. So fuel flow we have to adjust in the flight plan. So the longer the flight, the more extra fuel we have to calculate with that. So, and then during cockpit preparation, check the galley automatic load shed works. So supply the electrical network from the APU or external power. Then galley cabin push button auto. And then we have to pull the circuit breaker and then check that the operative galley equipment does not operate. Right. And then push that CB back in. So that will be, you would have to do that. That's actually not a maintenance procedure then, that's actually crew procedure. So we would have to do that. So 122 Victor Uniform Sierra 24. So Sierra 24. And let's have a look. Sierra. Do you have to have so Abitur? I don't think so anymore, no. I don't think that's a necessity for Jesus Christ.
Autopilot.
Let's get that hell out of me.
Autopilot.
Romaine, thank you so much for the $5 New Zealand. That's really kind of you. Thank you so much. You're currently doing a flight with a new PNG 777F while watching your stream. Awesome, 320. Well, it's not the NEO just yet, Romaine. So we're still on the CFMs and the IAE, but yeah, they are working on the NEOs as well. And yes, tomorrow I will fly the 777F as well from PNG. Right, so Sierra. There we go, galley and cabin, right? So you can pull those, right? So you would pull that, wait 5 seconds. Actually, not 5 seconds. You would do the reset, cruise. You would check that so that part of the opera galley, it does not operate. I guess you can't check that really in here, but yeah, you do that IRL. And then before engine start, if the IDG has associated with the unapproved AC main generation has been disconnected, check that the disk message is displayed on the ELEC SD page. So if it's physically disconnected, it will tell you that here, 1 or 2. Then after engine start, check that the electric buses have power, APU master switch on, APU gen push button on, gen 1 push button off, gen 2 push button off, and then on the ELEC SD page, check that all AC buses have power. And then gen push button operative on, and the APU gen push button off. So what you would do, okay, then it goes on the ELEC SD page, check all power, all AC buses have power, and then the APU gen push button back on. Okay, so what they're doing is with that procedure, so assuming, let's say the gen 1 is an operative, okay, and you have the APU generator running, what you do is you switch off the other operating. So first you switch on the APU generator. So the APU generator will be supplying this side, while AC Gen 2 would supply the right-hand side. Then you switch off Gen 2 to make sure that all the main buses, all the buses here are powered correctly by the APU generator. Then you switch that back on, switch the APU generator off to make sure that the transfer buses work as well, so that, you know, in case the APU generator fails in the flight, that the automatic switching works and Gen 2 can supply everything as well, so that you're not losing a main part of the electrical system that way. So that's the reason for these checks that you have to do on the ground. All right. And that's for the APU generator. So that will be finished then. Yeah, so you can see that, you know, so whatever comes and hits you sometimes, it just actually then brings you to learn more about the aircraft systems, right? And it kind of means that you get more a feel for, you know, the everyday work of an airline pilot. And because that's something I was missing here, I've been talking about this so often. And then if you put yourself a little bit like, you know, you're on a VATSIM event, let's say, and, you know, you have a slot time in 40 minutes or 50 minutes. And then suddenly you realize, oh, you know, darn, I have to do this procedure as well. So there's a lot more organizing to do and coordinating. But that's just how it is in IRL. And I've talked about it as well, where I've had days where I get in the morning, I get to the aircraft, so an hour before departure, and I get the logbook out, the tech logbook out, and then suddenly, you know, there's 2 or 3 level 1 items, each with a dispatch according to MEL, and then maybe 2 of those actually have operating procedures, which I have to carefully read through even before I order fuel. Because like we just saw, that we could potentially need to include some extra fuel. Yeah, so in-flight, definitely Yoda. So the reason why these IDGs, so the integrated drive generators, have a red cover over them, there's not many red cover. Well, there's a couple of red covers there, right? Engine fire, push buttons. You have mask, oxygen mask, emergency RAT manual on, cargo smoke discharge, and the RAT manual on as well here. So why is that? So you have some covered. So we just saw the ditching push button had a covered push button there, right? But these are only black, right? Because these are reversible. So these red ones, these are not reversible. Right, so when you press those, you've killed the system for good. Right, so, and normally these would be confirmation buttons. So the pilot monitoring would have to confirm before you actually push them. There we go. So that's somebody wants to see the air conditioning knobs here, how they turn. Hello, Miguel. Right. Oh, the sun is taking its time. We're going westbound, so that's why it's taking a bit. Right. So I'm just going to dial up the sim sounds just a tad again. It's a bit quiet there, wasn't it? Hey, Louis Daniel, how are you? Nice to see you. Welcome. There we go. So who's with us here? We've got Air France behind us and a Finnair 155 as well. Can we see them? Oh, there he is. Ay, 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 ay. Can we see the aircraft type? Not this one. Well, he's fast. Blimey. Level 380. He's doing 500 something knots. Surely that's like a 777 or something. Is it Concorde? No. Aha. Oh, that's Mickey. Is that you? Lol. Okay. Mickey, that okay? It doesn't have a Concorde model matching. It's a Concorde for sure. Yeah. Now that I can hear the sonic boom. That's cheating. Concorde. Oh my god. That is fast. That is just so freaking fast. Look how fast it's going. Subsonic, but still. I mean, like Mach 0.95 or something. Your ground speed, was it 500 something knots? I've got 4. You have like 100 knots more ground speed. You're doing Mach 0.97. That's incredible, right? And then you got Finnair 155. I think that's is that Ted? Is that you? Back here, and then ahead of us should be MAN somewhere. That's crazy good. Love that. Arbor. Okay, that's you, Arbor. Okay. And Ted, where are you? Windmill 536. So it's not showing here. I guess we're not close enough. So it's not showing that. TCAS goes below. And we are going to do a fuel check at Tusny. Tusny. So Tusny, we were airborne at 32. Hang on. 1, 2, 3, 1, and there's Tusny. So 37 minutes after departure. So we'll be there in 9. So again, we're a bit slower than expected. Okay, so yeah, but 7-8 is good. That's what we're flying. Ground speed should be 442, 422. Yeah, so we're doing the ground speed that we're supposed to. That's all fine. And Tusny, we have to have fuel 3.6 plus 800. So Tusny expecting 4.4 tons. That looks pretty good. So airports, where are we? Echo Sierra Sierra. Oh, we are at Stockholm right now. Overhead Stockholm. Alright, I'm going to fetch the weather. And cool. I have to say, I do like the way Volanta shows weather here as well. So you can see snow. So I assume a bit north, that's snow near Oslo. And here we have a lot of rain. And that was the low pressure area. That was really hitting the UK last night and this day. So yeah, now you can see the low pressure area here. Getting close to Bremen. Cool. Wake turbulence? What do you mean? Wake turbulence? I'm not sure. So how much? He's 2,000 feet higher. Yeah, I honestly, that would be a good question for Totorito. You know, the question, how much wake turbulence do you get subsonic and supersonic on the Concorde? I mean, normally an aircraft that is heavier and slower. So an aircraft that is heavy and slow creates the most, or the strongest wake turbulences, right? So really, if you spin that backwards, then an aircraft which goes extremely fast, like the Concorde, and doesn't weigh as much as a jumbo jet, I would imagine the wakes aren't actually that bad. You probably notice it, but I think a 380 would create a lot more wake turbulence, a lot stronger. And Mark can confirm it's pretty windy here in London. Yeah, I saw Big Jet TV this afternoon. Lots of go-arounds, like literally every fourth or fifth aircraft had to go around. Crazy stuff. And I would assume a lot of those had probably predictive wind shear systems installed. So it was raining, you had wind shifts, and so that system called out wind shear. Manchester was crazy as well, I can imagine. Everything good with the house, Ted? Hope nothing got damaged. I hope you're all well. Yeah, Mark, I haven't really been using it too much. The reason why I opted to try out Volanta, for me, is the overlay. You see on the top part of the screen there. The thing is that the Volanta, as far as I know, doesn't need FSUI PC. And so really, the only reason why I had FSUI PC running is because of the Sim Toolkit Pro, so that it could connect to the sim information. But I could be wrong there as well. I'm not so I was getting a bit tired of all the updates I had to do with FSUI PC, and then sometimes you have issues with it, and yeah, I thought, well, might as well give the Volanta a try, and it has some nice features. Yeah, and I do use the premium version, but again, I'm not so sure, regarding all the differences, pros and cons regarding premium to normal. Elias, hello. Well, the thing is, so Miguel, even though we might not see bugs, you can rest assured the developers are watching these streams very carefully. So they may pick up something which we don't. And then on the other hand, you have some real world pilots out there as well, not just me, other pilots that are testing the FSLabs, and they're finding bugs as well. Yeah. So you mean, so Volanta uses Sim Connect? Yes, probably. Yeah. While I'm pretty sure Sim Toolkit Pro requires FSUI PC, but again, I could be wrong. I mean, I'm not that technically advanced in these things. You're looking for some kind of... So, Sim Toolkit Pro. Okay, so, Mark, anybody else here uses Volanta? Do you know, guys, do you know anything and can help Mark with information regarding airline schedule fleet management tools in Volanta? Yes, okay. MAN, thank you. Let's see. Yes, Hazan, of course. Now, I can't talk too much about these things because I'm under NDA. But yes, of course, there are updates. And then we update the aircraft, try it out again. Sure. That's how the whole process works, right? You test, update until you get a version where the developers are happy, and then they're able to release. So FS Dispatch is a good free alternative. Okay, so Mark says that, first of all, MAN says the schedules come only with the premium version, which you need to subscribe. So Mark says the management feature is premium version only. Okay, that's a good answer. Thanks, guys. Thank you. Rhinoceros, it's not me to comment on these things if I think FSLabs is superior to Phoenix or the other way around. I'm here to showcase the aircraft. That's what all I'm doing. I'm showcasing the systems, the sounds, the textures, new additions, and the only thing that I can say, if somebody asks me about the flight model, let's say, I can say that instantly when I flew the FSLabs and came into the flare, and you can see it on my landing rates as well, they are better compared to the Phoenix. So my whole muscle memory stuff, so the way I expect the aircraft to behave in the flare is matched better by the FSLabs compared to the Phoenix. The Phoenix, very often, I do the flare, and then suddenly it just floats for ages. Even though the speed reduces and, you know, power's at idle, it just floats and floats and floats. So that's a real big difference I can see and feel. Otherwise, manual flight, and I did a direct comparison offline, they feel very similar. But the flare, I would say at that point would go to FSLabs. Yes, Hazan, I can confirm that the developers are still working on the cockpit textures. That is still ongoing work. And that's why it says at the bottom, work in progress. What you see here is not the final product. That's exactly why it says that. They are still working on these things. Yes, also, yeah, so what I've noticed as well, the predictions for descent, they seem to work very nicely here as well. So it rarely, I mean, it's too early to say maybe, I don't know, but I've not noticed any bigger issues for the descent with the VNAV here. No, so the thing is with the flare, the floating, no. So really, here's the deal. So let's say you did a perfect break. So a perfect flare, okay? The aircraft is like 5 feet above the ground. Then the aircraft will pitch the nose down, right? It will physically pitch the nose down by 2 degrees over an 8-second period, which means you have to continuously pull back on the stick to keep the nose from slamming down. And that is there to simulate a conventional aircraft. You can do that here in the FSLabs. I can't do that in the Phoenix. So the Phoenix, very often, I will get into the flare, leave the stick alone even, reduce the power, and it just takes ages to settle down. That's what I mean. Yeah, system-wise, I can only see, I mean, there's new...
Autopilot.
Hey, easy, 887 again. Thank you so much. Easy, thank you very much for the 5 Swiss francs. That's really kind. Big round of applause for that. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Grüezi wohl. Wie geht's? So somebody was asking previously regarding failures, especially regarding flight controls, flaps. Let me find flight controls there. And they were looked, so you got flap system faults, you got flaps locked. You should have slats locked as well. Let's see. Oh, yeah, slats locked is there as well. And you can simply fail control computers as well. So flight control computer failures you have. Yeah, so there are some things in here, right? So definitely. And apparently it's over 300 faults now available. And the Phoenix has a lot of faults as well. I wouldn't call out anyone being better here, really. Yeah, yeah, that can happen quickly, yeah, with the overfloating, yeah. Is there an engine oil failure? Monitos, let me have a look. Let me check. So we have, that should be engine, right? Engines, first of all. So there's ignition, there's vibration, birth drag. Yeah, you got oil leak, for example. So oil leak would be one of those. Okay, that would shut. Okay, you mean that would be shutting you down, right? So how about an engine 2? Oops, an engine 2 oil filter clog. Maybe that causes you to do that. Also, a surge, so kind of a stall, could lead to the engine having to be run in idle. But you can continue leaving the. You don't have to shut the engine down. You just have to run it at a lower power setting. That could be the case, yeah. Oh, really, Jan? Okay, cool. Okay. Yeah, I'm still a bit kind of... I don't know what to do with Microsoft 2024 at the moment. I mean, now we have 2 aircraft. The Mad Dog is supposed to come to Microsoft 2024 very soon. But otherwise, I'm a bit confused regarding, you know, airport add-ons. You know, can he install those things now without worrying, or how high should the Aurora Borealis be? You mean, what do you mean with high, altitude-wise, or northern geographical position? Hey, Senshai. Altitude, they're really high, Arbor. 150,000 feet, 200,000 feet. Really, really high. Hey, Senshai, wie geht's dir? All right, let's see if we get an ATIS. Ah, we got ground at Gothenborg. Nice. So we have ground control. That means we have a ATIS information. So we've got runway 03 in use. Runway is wet, so 5. The matrix number, 100% wet. Transition level 6.5. Let me already put those values in here. Oops, 065. 080 at 9. Then +2. Yeah, +2 degrees. And oops. QNH is 1008. Okay, so even higher. So my guess wasn't even correct. So we talk about 400,000 feet and higher. That's really high. Yeah. Oh, we want to do a RMP approach, right? So let me change that real quickly. So we have that in here. So we already have the RMP pre-dialed because I want to fly that with final approach mode. And so let's have a look here. So I'm going to go to Gothenburg approach. So let's do that. Let's pin that. So that goes via Golf 708. And our arrival routing... there we go. So that's the arrival. It's called, is it Moxam? Yeah, Moxam 3 Lima arrival. 3 Lima, and that takes us to Golf 708. Fantastic. So that means, let me just have a look again. And let's call up the MCDU here. Just want to compare the restrictions. So Moxam, Golf 920, 921. Then we have 721, 735, and that's 5,000 above. Yeah, correct. Then 719 to 30 knots maximum, fantastic. 718, and then 708, 200 knots maximum, 3,000 feet or above. That is all correct. Now for the approach. So the RNP Zulu, that means it starts at Golf 736 out of 3,000 feet, has a 3 degrees slope down to the runway. It's 8 miles, 7.88 miles, correct. Inbound course 021, 022, okay, that's fine, 1 degree is fine. And then missed approach straight ahead, 3,000 feet. So that's all correctly programmed, fantastic. So we're allowed to use Baro VNAV until minus 25 degrees. That's also good. Cool. Alrighty. Yes, they do. So you can dial down the volume here through the ACP. That works, yeah. Ethan, hello to you. You're doing a flight Indybuilt's A330, Dublin to Boston. Nice, have a good flight. Very nice. Right, who just overtook me there? Who's that? 6 Yankee Papa. Who on earth is that? And Ted should be probably behind us somewhere. Oh, the clouds again. Look at the clouds. Amazing. Mickey, have a good landing. I'd love to see that the Concorde landing there. Crazy stuff. Right, I'm going to start dialing down the altitude here. Let's go level 100 first of all. 20 miles till top of descent. And since it is a non-precision approach, what I'll do, I'm going to enter the runway threshold, so I have a direct distance to that. Mark, you wrote you would love it if there was a system like Volanta on a native in a sim where you can pick an airline route and be assigned an airframe to fly. And when you get on board, the wear and tear failures are randomized and appropriate for the year that the plane was built. Yeah, so here, I mean, here the FSLabs, depending on the MSN, so the build number of the Airbus, does have an effect on the wear and tear. That I do know, yes. All right, I'm going to start descent. Thrust idle descent out blue. Oh. And currently 3.5 tons landing fuel, it says. 3.5. And we're supposed to have 2.6 plus 800, so 3.4 is what we're supposed to have. With the extra, so that's all good. Excellent. Alex, I don't know how they programmed that, but that's what the developers told me, and I think they said that on the first stream that we did. So depending on the, they must have a database then, yeah, with the aircraft MSNs. And I don't know if it's a livery dependent or specific, or if it's just, you know, the build number or something. I would have to ask them. Maybe hang on, maybe Duncan is still in. I'm not sure though. But the thing is this, so I'm also flying from time to time. I'm flying the Lufthansa Romeo Yankee because that has the funny cartoons on it with the mouse and the elephant. And that's an old aircraft. Maybe somebody can tell me how old the Romeo Yankee is. 25 years, something in that region. And that has a lot more issues. I can tell you that. 29 years, thank you. So 346 SFO Munich says 29 years. Almost. So 20. So Solek says 26.2. Okay. Thank you much, guys. So you can see that's an old aircraft, right? And that definitely has more issues. Oldie but goldie, yes, I agree. But yeah, that has more issues, absolutely. All right, so yeah, you can see that it's pushing in, but I think we're lucky. I'm going to get in just prior to that arriving. Good, so as always, we start the descent early. So what it does, it descends with 1,000 feet per minute until it hits its calculated optimum descent path, which is denoted by that blue flash symbol there. So once we reach that, here comes now the optimum path. The aircraft should then go idle power and be able to descend down to the limitations that it has inserted. Let's see how that goes. There we go, speed. And then the aircraft, there we go, thrust idle now commanded. Yeah, Mark, I just don't have any detailed knowledge about the Volanta app just yet. I only just started using it. Let's do landing calculations here. And we did get the ATIS. So we had 2 degrees 1008. That's all good. This time we'll do a I don't know, I mean, I did config 3, which was nice. Let's try a config full again. Anti-ice. Yeah, we're gonna have some icing. So we'll take both wing and engine anti-ice 03. 69 tons it estimates. Yeah, that makes sense. 69.3 currently. Gonna burn 300 calories, 300 kilograms of fuel. And we had runway condition 5. So wet, really. Let's calculate that. Right, so we've got automatic low would require us affected of 2,600 meters, medium 2,000 meters. Now Echo 2,000 and Foxtrot 3,000. Let's see which exit is best for us. Echo Foxtrot. So Echo would be really cool. But for that we do need to use I can hear our cat. So Echo Golf. No, Echo Sierra Golf Golf. If you hear someone meowing, it's our cat. No. What? No, I can't let you out. Oh. So cat 1 is going to be right. So let's that pins. So we have, yeah, Foxtrot, so Echo 2000, Foxtrot 3000. So 2000 it is, which means, yeah, we'll do a combo. We'll do the, yeah, exactly, Captain Wilfin, exactly like that. So we'll do config full auto brake medium. So brake medium pre-selected. So yeah, it's at idle power at the moment, or very close to idle power, and maintaining path, maintaining speed. That looks very nice. Cat 1 meow, exactly. Why do pilots use phonetic alphabet? It goes back to the, I think, maritime navigation and maritime times. No, there's no release date yet, Jose. I wonder if Eric named that cat Cat 3. I hope not. All right, so we are going into clouds in a minute. So let's already put on the engine anti-ice and then monitor the icing pin indicator. That could be, although it already has a bit of ice on there, but yeah, let's just be safe. Rather safe. Oh, hang on. Why is my internet gone? No, we're still live, aren't we? That's weird. YouTube kind of went dead here. At least the chat. So I hope we can still see the chat, guys. Yeah, we're still live. Okay, good. Thank you. All right. So, wing anti-ice on. Papa Ganzem, hello. The camera app I'm using is from Flow. So Parallel 42 is the company, and this is called Flow, the app. And in specific, I'm using Flow Pro version, but I think the basic version, Sencha maybe knows, maybe Sencha can correct me. So the free version also has that camera thing, doesn't it? So you can put that to the side there. Welcome. Yeah, cool. Alrighty. Let's go back to the arrival routing. Yeah, so currently still idle power, and it's keeping the path very nicely. Excellent. So I've got someone chasing us. Oh, there he is. I can see the lights. All right, let's switch on the seatbelts. Put my lights on as well.
Ladies and gentlemen, we will shortly be landing. Please ensure your cabin bag is safely stowed with your laptop inside. Your tray table must be stowed, armrest.
All right, so let's go 5,000.
You now need to be seated with your
and let me get the ATIS one more time. ATIS is November 1008. So getting closer to the low pressure. You just saw with the change of the altimeter setting, we just saw the change of the path. All right. Because that put us lower compared to standard altimeter setting. So now the aircraft has to adjust for that. And that's very accurate. I like that. No, pricing for the Neo is not known. I think they only announced it for the CEO at the moment. But what I heard, so the developer, because I asked them, so the Neo is a separate add-on completely. You don't need the CEO to fly the Neo later on. However, developer said that if you buy the CEO, you will get the Neo for a discounted price. But they didn't name it yet how much discount, but discounted price. And they, of course, would be really, really happy for the shown support if you get the CEO. That's what they said. Look at these clouds. Absolutely crazy stuff. Yeah, I hope so too. Yeah, I hope that Windwing will be compatible. Yeah. Does the Charlotte version have LED panel lights in the cockpit? Ooh. LED panel lights. Well, how would I see them here now? I mean, I have the panel lights on, don't I? Crytek, they only announced the pricing for the CEO, so for this version here, that's $69.99 plus tax. Ah, okay, so because they are a bit bright, it's kind of colder light compared to the... There was an option, wasn't there? Didn't they have an option that you can choose between the lights, the light...
Traffic, Bravo, 3 miles final, 02.
But I don't know if that's... I have not seen that yet, but I haven't looked really. Yeah, on path, so look, still not 100% idle power, but not really far off idle power. Still maintaining that path really nicely, getting ready for this 250 speed reduction. An aircraft 15 miles ahead, and there's an aircraft about 6-7 miles behind. So 270 knots. Hey, V-Chris. No, so that we can confirm as well, exactly, like V-Chris wrote. So if you own the P3D version, you're not getting any discount, no. I mean, they took 4 years to develop. So personally, I am just really, really happy that they did decide to come into Microsoft Flight Sim. I was saying for a very long time that I'm not sure if they do. I think the last time I said that like 4 weeks ago. I said, I don't know if they bring out the FSLabs for 2020. Maybe 2024, but I couldn't see them out for 2020. But then they announced that shortly after. That's a good question. I'm not sure. I mean, I would say yes, they would probably still offer the CEO, the CFMs, so the CEO with the CFM or IE engines. But I think it doesn't really make much sense these days. The only time I know that the Neos were available, but because they had engine trouble, and then airline desperately wanted to have 320s, they did order them with the CEO engines. But otherwise, the Neos, unless they have some issues with maintenance, but the CEOs, the Neos just need so much less fuel, 20 to 30% less fuel. Captain Worthian, they are working on a solution. So they're working on a solution with Skalaki, and they will be looking into things like mini FCU, Windwing, and so on. But I don't know yet. I've not tried. Well, to be honest, I think the issue really is the fact that Microsoft 2024, from what I'm hearing, let's say from the posts of PMDG, they are still having huge issues with the SDK. and the debugging tool there. Exactly. So 2024, who knows how long it will take for that to be, you know, in a state where add-on makers can bring the aircraft properly into it. Now, I know the Phoenix is already working, but they have a lot of stuff outside of the sim. So maybe that's the reason why. And PNG doesn't, and that's why they are obviously having more issues than Phoenix. Yeah, and then you have all of the my cat, all of the airport add-ons and so on. So iFly posted as well. They have issues with the debugger. Yeah, you see, that's the thing, right? Look, actually, give me 10 minutes. Give me 10 minutes. I'll be there. Yep. Yeah, meow. She's back. Oh, he's back actually. Just don't bite any cables, will you? Cat 3 approach, not just Cat 1 approach. Our second cat is outside, luckily, so. Yeah, so honestly, at the moment, I am still enjoying Microsoft 2020 a lot because things are working here. Really, maybe Will, you sitting there with both your cats, chasing them from the wires, yeah. Right, I'm still a bit worried that we may still catch up some icing there. Good, let's read a checklist. So we're going to go with the approach checklist. Bow roll ref 1008 set. Seatbelts on. Minimums. Oh, minimums. Minimums. Minimums 750. Now let me dial that down to 3000. Thrust idle, descent out blue 3000. So then we have 750 as our minimum. 750 set. Barrow and auto brake medium. Engine mode selector normal, and that's the approach checklist. Good, so still on path, decelerating. And Gothenborg traffic, windmill 712 is turning base about 13-mile final runway 03 in Gothenburg. Just back call flaps 1, but I'm going to have to use a bit of speed brakes. And I'm going to activate the approach phase to get the speed down a bit. And let's switch to vertical speed, flaps 1, speed checked. Flaps 1. There we go. Speed brakes back in. So since we're flying the RMP approach, the important thing is that at the final descent point, we have to be at 3,000 feet. And the final descent point is Golf 736, which is still a little bit out. About 7 miles, so that should not be an issue at all. I'm surprised. I would have thought it would be dark by now. So I'm a bit... I don't want to scroll forward with the time. But next time we have to do a night flight to see the lighting. Airbus broker, I have not selected icing detectors. You can, but I've never had an aircraft that has automatic ice detection, so we always use this. But you can. I'm pretty sure there's a setting in here where you could activate that. Flaps 2, speed is checked. Flaps 2. Gothenburg traffic, Windmill 712 is now on 11 miles final, reducing speed for the RP-03 in Gothenburg. Inbound to the final approach point. Final approach. So we press the approach button there. And then we can cross-check the altitudes with regards to the remaining distance to the runway once we are past the next waypoint. Put on a 60 knots here real quickly. Interesting that our select is now white. That's a new standard, new software standard as well. And it is starting its descent, as it should be. Fantastic. So missed approach, 3,000 feet set. 121.905 later for taxi. Right, gears coming down. The rain is coming for sure. Look at the clouds. Speed managed, flaps 3, speed check, flaps 3. Let's arm the spoilers.
2,000.
Is checked, flaps full. Ah, look at that, beautiful. So, landing checklist. EQM landing no blue. Let's do some hand flying. Manual flight. So, 4 miles, 1,800 feet. Looks really good. Maybe 50 feet high, according to that. Oh, good. 4 miles, 1,800. Next descent, 3 miles, 1,480. The traffic ahead should be leaving the runway any moment. Yeah, he should be off. 3 miles, 1,480. Looking good. I can see 3 red, 1 white. But final approach mode looks good as well. Fantastic. A little bit tailwind as well. There we go, on path. Wind is shifting a little bit to the right, or to the front. So again, slightly low. Let's correct that. On path again. We're going to leave the flight directors in, but they will revert over the threshold 50 feet to heading and vertical speed, and you're going to get a triple click. I'm going slightly lower.
Minimum.
Here. Continue.
300.
Really going to correct that. There
200. 100. 50, 40, 30, 20, retard, 10, 5.
Go. Go on. There we go. Alright, spoilers, no reverse engine 2 for some reason. I'm gonna take the reverse out here. Can't activate the reverser, manual brakes. Gotta take the second one. Yeah, so wing anti-ice fault is normal because it automatically shuts down after touchdown. That is normal. Clear that. No, it's not. It's just a thrust lever issue I have on my honeycomb, Bravo honeycomb. I may get some new Airbus thrust levers here for the honeycomb. Currently in the talks to get sponsored from, is it Flight Sim Factory? I think they said they have a version 3 out, which looks very nice. Gothenburg traffic, windmill 712, runway vacated in Gothenburg.
Ladies and gentlemen, the cabin crew will shortly be leaving their seats to perform safety-related duties. However, we ask that you remain seated.
So, I guess that's a Concorde there. So we'll park left of that. I wonder... Oh, yes, of course. Sorry, I did talk about that, didn't I? Gothenburg, or Landvetter ground, good evening. Sorry for the late call. Windmill 712.
Windmill 712, landed ground, no worries. Taxi stand 17 via Juliet.
17 the stand and via Juliet. Thank you so much for coming online, Windmill 712.
Thanks for flying.
So the Juliet. So it's this one here, and then left 17. Yeah, it's left. It's pretty much straight there. I can see that here. Cool. All right, let's do the rest of the items here. So flaps up. Make sure that we have radar and predictive wind shear system off. Cool. Then we will tell GSX. See that here. Connection.
Autopilot.
Oh, that's really kind.
Autopilot.
Sir Celts Gaming coming in with 1999. Sir Celts, thank you so much for your support. Almost $20. Thank you so much. That's really kind.
155 stand 14 via Yankee and Hotel.
Thank you for your support. I'm going to give you a round of applause for that. Thank you.
Yankee and Tango to stand 14. Same officer.
Dinner 155 almost, it's Yankee and Hotel to stand 14.
Yankee and Hotel. Yeah, well,
correct.
Hey, so sorry, but where? There is a Flyby Aviation. Big shout out to him, guys. If you don't know him on Twitch, make sure to check out his channel. He also flies the FSLabs, and it's also a real-world pilot. Atsu AOC menu. Ah, there we go. It's only a. Thank you. Right. So, request follow me. For the last 2 meters. We'll take those off as well. Cool. Alrighty. There's the follow me. And already we have the docking system. That's really cool because you don't have to go into the GSX menu. You only have to type in the stand on the AOC page. Yeah, so Flyboy or Johnny, have you ever tried de-icing in Helsinki with the MKS, so the MK Studios soft add-on? I couldn't believe it. Watch the replay. Crazy. It simulates the whole deal with the indicator board and so on. Absolutely mind-boggling. Oh yes, I can. Hang on. Turn off the dome lights here. Does it work in Toronto as well? Do they have the kind of de-icing boards that show you how much, you know, when you taxi in, when to stop, and then they tell you with kind of a text, you know, hold or set brakes, hold, de-icing completed, etc., etc. I've never seen that before. Really cool. Oh, not this one. Hang on. Strobes. There we go. Strobes. All doors in park. It looks to me like, if you look at the lights, they do look a bit cooler. So I think these are LED lights. Yeah, do that, Johnny. You have to try that. That was absolutely mind-boggling. I had goosebumps. Not gonna lie. That was unbelievable. Now, did I break the wing anti-eyes? Seriously? I hope not. Right, that was a knock for the external power.
Passengers boarding starting.
So, welcome, not to Miami, but welcome to Gothenburg.
Please ensure that you supervise your children. For your own safety, do not walk underneath the wing.
Exactly. Do not walk below the wing. Hey, Jeremiah. And hello, Shalom. How are you? Yeah, cut deboarding before he starts chewing up my cables. Yeah, I've got to let him out. Guys, so tomorrow, I plan to stream again tomorrow, but tomorrow we're going to go and try out the latest PMG 777 freighter. And then afterwards, we'll go and fly on the Ecuador tour. Because we still have some flights there. So the beautiful Ecuador tour. And that will be on multiplayer tomorrow. Looking forward to that. My dear friends, thank you so much to all of the new members. Thank you especially to the donations coming in, Sir Celts Gaming, also to Easy887 and to Romain as well, guys. Thank you so much, guys, here on YouTube for your support, and on Twitch. Thank you so much for all the resubs, guys. Thank you very much for that. Even the IAE, yeah, we can do that as well at some point, sure. Yes, yeah, tomorrow 1800 UTC. Johnny, are you planning to stream? Let's see, is anybody online from you guys? Katie? Yeah, 2020, yeah. Tomorrow, okay. So, guys, again, Flyby Aviation, make sure, check out his channel. He'll be streaming tomorrow the FSLabs, I assume. So if you want to see the FSLabs and not the PMG 777, check out Johnny's, so Flyboy Aviation stream. Hey, Ati, good evening. And again, big thank you to the controllers here, Helsinki, and also here in Gothenburg. Thank you so much for your awesome support and coming online. This would not be so much fun without you guys. Thank you so much, everyone. And Chris, hope you're doing well too. Thank you so much. Cool, guys. Thank you, and I will see you again very, very soon. I'm actually really happy. So 2 really nice flights. Great experience, and currently, let's see. There should not really be any more issues. No, looks good. We'll see. We'll see what the next flight brings. Thank you, everyone. Take care. Stay safe. Have a great Sunday. See you soon. Good night.